Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Devils TV. Now, disappointing result, but you know, it's football. United fans have been humbled. We're back to reality really. And as though as the fixture is very frustrating and disappointing, it's only our own fault to blame. Because at the end of the day, United just weren't up to it. You could tell they were knackered and they just didn't look up for it at all. For some reason, I don't know why we thought just scoring the one goal, then trying to cling on to that lead for the rest of the game was a good option. Because at the end of it, to me, I felt like that after we scored the first goal, United just dropped off and we tried not working as hard. The second half, United were absolutely abysmal. So I'm going to get on to the second half in a moment. But the first half, I felt United played quite well. We were going toe-to-toe with Palace and United seemed like the better team, as I thought the game would go. But then, as the second half came out, United come out 1-0. Palace were just up for it. They were relentless. They were ruthless. They were just pushing and trying to win every single ball. And what happens? United get a penalty claim, which for me just wasn't a penalty. Scott McTominay gets brought down by the young lad Richards, and the whole of Twitter is pretty much screaming, "It's a pen! It's a pen! It's a pen!" For me, I'm there looking at the replay. I'm like, that's not a pen. Richards stretches across McTominay, gets the ball first, even though McTominay does kick the ball around to the side to obviously set up the trap to get a penalty, but Richards clips the ball. So it's just a very soft penalty if it was given. And if we do get the penalty, I'd still be sat here saying, even if we scored the penalty and won the game 2-0, I'd still be sat here saying I'm happy with the result, but for me it wasn't a penalty, because I'm a realist United fan in my eyes, and I will admit when I feel like things are wrong and when things are right. So for me, I felt like the VAR was spot on tonight, because obviously for me it wasn't a penalty, but obviously this is just my opinion, and I felt like it was quite embarrassing that United were trying to claim so much for that penalty, because I feel like all the players knew that their head wasn't in it. Bruno moaning like he did last season, begging for the penalty, and I was just there like, Bruno, you make yourself look like an idiot. You're not, it's not a penalty. But obviously it's your emotions are high during the game, and obviously Bruno's a very not emotional player, but you know what I'm trying to say. Bruno's Bruno. He's very reactionary. He moans about everything. He gets angry really easy. He's a good captain. Let's just call him that. But yeah, so we'll talk about Weghorst's debut as well. I felt like it wasn't the best debut. I felt like he could have brought more. He seemed very slow running to the ball and getting onto the ball. He didn't seem very confident at all. He didn't really take his chances very well. He had one good header which went over the bar, and I'd say that was his best chance of the game. But apart from that, I felt like it was just a graveyard service. Weghorst didn't have much service, and when he did get the ball, he didn't take his chances very well. So it was a bit of a poor debut in my eyes, but I'm pretty sure there's more to come. I'm back for signing of Weghorst. I feel like he is going to do well, and I look forward to seeing him play again. Casemiro, we knew this was going to happen. This is what happens when you take risks. We obviously played Casemiro because he's pretty much one of our best players this season. We took the risk knowing that he is one yellow card away from suspension. And what happens? Bruno Fernandes backs out of a challenge and causes Casemiro to make the foul and receive the yellow card. And you saw the look that Casemiro gave Bruno after the foul was given. The look he gave him, he was just there shaking his head, and Bruno was just... I'm blaming Bruno, by the way, because for some reason Bruno isn't risking a suspension. So if Bruno takes out that player and gets the yellow card, so be it. But then Bruno backing out of that challenge, forcing Casemiro to make the foul, was it's just embarrassing. And this is it. Tonight, the United players reminded me of the same players as last season, and we need to remember that even though this is Ten Hag's Manchester United, these players are still the same players from last season. The same players that down tools, drop their heads, and when they're tired and unmotivated, they give up very easy and play at a low standard. That's the United I saw tonight. This is just my opinion, and I'm not being negative because I'm pretty sure they're going to be up for the Arsenal game. But when they go to the very last whistle against Manchester City in the derby, literally 2 or 3 days beforehand, you're going to be tired. You're going to be out of it. You're not going to be very motivated, and it's a game during the week that you don't really want to play because it's obviously it's a rescheduled match from when Queen Elizabeth died. So yeah, I just felt like it's a disappointing game, and really I want to talk about the hero tonight, and he gets my man of the match, is Wan-Bissaka, because honestly, Wan-Bissaka saved us a point. That's the way I see it, because it seemed that when that goal went in for Palace, beautiful free kick, by the way, from is it Osley, I think his name is, and anyway, it was a beautiful free kick. De Gea's not saving that, but that's pretty much been my only issue with David De Gea, that he stays in his line for crosses. He never he just frustrates me, De Gea, when it comes with his crossing ability and stuff. I would always prefer a keeper that jumps out for the ball and stuff, and yeah, I felt like I just don't know why De Gea was so far to his other post, because it was clear that he was going to shoot, because the way they were set up, they weren't going to cross. So De Gea could have been quicker on his feet in my eyes, but it's an unstoppable free kick anyway. If you're in De Gea's position where you stay more, when you're on more to the right hand side than you are the left, where the free kick went in, you're going to get beaten every single time. That free kick was inch perfect. So again, credit to Crystal Palace. So what happened, as soon as that goal went in, United then started gaining momentum, tried pushing for that final goal, and we did what we did all game. We just didn't think, we just did. And there was it didn't look like Ten Hag football tonight. That's the best way to put it. And yes, this does feel like a loss, but we've got to remember that it's been a while since Manchester United have drawn a game or lost a game, and the reality is sat in now. And I'm pretty sure Arsenal are going to feel this at some point. City probably feel like this right now, and it's football. It happens. It does feel like a loss. Obviously, you're dropping points, and you don't want that to be happening. But again, this just shows that United don't have the squad to be in a title race. And as much as I'm excited with this possible title race, I don't think it's happening. I feel like United just need to focus on establishing getting top 4, win a trophy this season, and for me that's still the perfect season, because again, it's Ten Hag's first season. He's still got a majority of the same players that were here last season, players that it's clear that he doesn't rate or doesn't want in the team anymore, and Ten Hag still try to build a miracle here. We've said that if Ten Hag could get top 4 alone with this squad is a miracle, and we need to remember that, because even though your opinions in football change all the time, we still can't expect too much of Erik Ten Hag. It's still his first season. These players are still majority of the same players from last season. A lot of them have improved. I will give him all that. But apart from that, I feel like United, it was just an off day. It was just a slow day at the office. It wasn't our best game. I personally felt like that United should have won the game. I said in my preview that United should be winning 3 or 4-0, and we should. But Crystal Palace, they've had a bit of bad form recently, so of course I'm going to say that. But tonight, Crystal Palace reminded me of Southampton against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, which was that they wanted it more, they saw their possibilities, and they took their chances better. And first half, that Edouard shot from forcing David De Gea to tip it over the bar was a beautiful chance, and that, for me, that was the best chance of the game for Crystal Palace before United's goal went in. And yeah, I just felt like that United just weren't up for it. it was a poor day at the office. We go again for Arsenal, is what I've got to say. I am very concerned about Casemiro's absence, but I'm going to explain that all in my Arsenal preview later this week. I'll probably bring it out. When do we play? We play Sunday. So the preview will be out on Friday. So yes, the Arsenal preview will be out Friday. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Oh, I'll do my player ratings, then I forgot about that. David De Gea, I'll give him a 6.5. Actually, no, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7 because he was pretty much unstoppable all game, and that free kick would just let him down and didn't get him his clean sheet. So yeah, David De Gea didn't really do anything wrong. I just think he could have been, he should have been more to the centre or more to the left hand side, because it was a clear shot that Olise was going to have. Wan-Bissaka gets my man of the match. He saves us at getting that point. He stops Crystal Palace getting all 3 points. I felt like he did really well. He was making a lot of forward runs. He was a midfielder practically at one point. I felt like Wan-Bissaka had one of his best games in a United shirt tonight, so he gets my man of the match. Varane, I didn't give Wan-Bissaka his rating. I'll give Wan-Bissaka an 8. Varane, he gets a 7, and so does Martinez. I felt like they both were quite steady. They both they had a few mistakes in the first half and second half, but obviously didn't really, Crystal Palace didn't really capitalise too much. And yeah, I felt I'll just give them both a 7. Luke Shaw, I'm going to also give a 7. I felt like he just had a better than an average performance. He did well. He created that cross for Weghorst, that Weghorst headed over the bar. So yeah, I felt like Luke Shaw just kept his good form tonight, and obviously there's nothing you can really blame him for. Casemiro, I'll give a 7 as well. I felt like he did great, and really he shouldn't be getting that yellow card, but obviously I blame Bruno Fernandes for that. And yeah, I felt like Casemiro was quite steady. He almost scored late on in the match from United's last minute corner, but obviously he just didn't know what to do with it. It was a perfect delivery. It landed right in front of Casemiro, but you could tell he tried using his thigh and his head at the same time, and he just completely didn't know what to do with it. And yeah, and obviously didn't get the final goal. But who was next? Eriksen. I didn't really notice Eriksen again today. I'll give Eriksen a 6.5. He got the assist for Bruno's goal, actually, now thinking about it, but I just didn't really see much from Eriksen again today. I'll give him I'll give him a 6.5. I think I felt like I think that he needs to be more physical, and that's my only frustration with Eriksen, that he doesn't put in enough tackles. He doesn't believe in himself when it comes to defending, and it's a weakness when you're going to be playing as a number 8. That's why we need a proper number 8. Now, for many years, we were crying out for a number 6. Now we're crying out for a proper number 8 if Eriksen's going to be our first teamer, because that's why I prefer Fred or McTominay in the number 8 position. Eriksen, when it comes to creativity, he's brilliant, but as a number 8, you're up and down that pitch all day. You're creating and you're defending. Eriksen only creates, he hardly defends, and that's what's going to cost us in our midfield battle. I feel like Eriksen is our weak link in our midfield battle, but let me know what you think on that. Bruno Fernandes, he was my man of the match until that mistake that he made. I felt like that him backing out of that tackle, which causing Casemiro to get that yellow card, really ruined the game. You could tell that United players, knowing that Casemiro was suspended for the Arsenal game, dropped a lot of heads, and they were just there like, shit, this is bad. So yeah, I'll give Bruno a 7.5. I felt he was contender for my man of the match, but I just felt like that bad mistake, what led to the Casemiro yellow card, I've got to blame him for. Antony gets a 6 from me. I think he had a bang average performance, didn't do too well again. He really needs to start working on his game a bit more, I think. And I know it's his first season, but he's doing the same thing every single game. The fact that I thought Antony was supposed to be fast. For some reason, I thought Antony was a fast player, but for some reason, he's never ever beaten a player for pace. He always slows down and tries beating him with skill and techie skills and stuff, and it's very frustrating. You're in the Premier League, you're not in the Eredivisie, you're not gonna get clipped up for these spins that you do. it's been a part of your game for growing up, but you need to grow up now and stop by trying to beat players on skills and beat them off natural pace, because that's how you beat defenders in the Premier League. It's pace for pace, and it's they've made the fastest player wins. Weghorst, I felt like, yeah, I've already briefly mentioned Weghorst. Disappointing debut. I'm going to give him a 6. I just felt like he didn't do much. Obviously, he didn't get much service. I felt like he was quite slow when reaching for the ball and on the ball. So, yeah, I felt like that it was a disappointing debut, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be more to come from Weghorst. Rashford, I felt like this is... he didn't look right. So I said to my granddad when watching the game that obviously Rashford had that injury worry against City at weekend. He didn't look up to it at all. He wasn't making many runs, and it was just disappointing to see Rashford, but maybe you shouldn't have started him. I did say this in my preview that as much as I'd like Rashford to start because he's in great form, that injury, I just wouldn't risk it getting any worse, and I just wouldn't risk getting 90 minutes in him. Maybe bring him on for the 15-20 minutes to if we need a goal, but I would have started Garnacho today 100%. Speaking of Garnacho, he came on off the bench. I'll give him a 6.5. I felt like he tried to create something. He tried to take a few chances. He had that really good shot right at the end of the match as well. And he obviously just went straight to the keeper, and the keeper just held it to his chest and went to the floor because obviously he wanted to waste a bit of time. Fred, I felt like Fred didn't do much. I'll give him a 6. McTominay, I'll give McTominay a 6.5. I felt like he was quite physical. He showed that he wanted to play football and he wanted to just show that he could try and make the difference, but I feel like Scott McTominay's bang average. I think he's just a good squad player and he can just put a shift in when he comes on for certain players. And who else? Who else was there? I don't think there was that many substitutions, was there? Because Eriksen was brought off, Weghorst was brought off, and Antony was brought off. Who was the other player? We had Garnacho, Fred, and McTominay. I think that was the only players that were brought on, wasn't it? Really? Wow, bloody hell. So yeah, that's my match ratings. I'm very tired. I've been in work today, so, and obviously United losing has just disappointed me. But anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. And hopefully United have a better game against Arsenal. But the preview will be coming out very soon. Hopefully I'll have a bit more insight on Martial and why he wasn't in the squad tonight. So yeah, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. I just want to say again, thank you. We've reached over 500 subscribers now. I think right now, time for recording, we're on 537. Maybe 539, whatever it is in the top corner, that's how many subscribers we've got right now. So yes, thank you for watching today's video. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment and share. That's the 3rd time I've said it now. So yeah, thank you, good night, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.